Hello friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel DS Tech Mirror. I'm back with my new video. Topic for today's video is how to create Canvas app from scratch. So in today's video, we will see how to create Canvas app. So in Power Apps, we can create three types of component. One is the Canvas app, second is the model driven app, and third is the portal. So in today's video, we will see how to create Canvas app. So first of all, we will see what is Canvas app. So as the name suggests, Canvas app in Power Apps will give us a blank canvas, and in that canvas we can design a Canvas app using the drag and drop control which Power Apps will give us. Now next is for the functionality, we can use formulas. So if you have worked in Excel, you know that in Excel there are various formulas. Similarly, we can achieve the functionality in Power Apps, Canvas app with the help of formula. So it is easy to use. It is easy to use because we don't need any code or any coding knowledge to create Canvas app. So we can use drag and drop control and the formula to achieve a functionality. Another important thing is Canvas app can pull data from more than 200 data sources. So in our today's video, we will use SharePoint as a data source. So we will create one helpdesk app. In that helpdesk app, we'll store our data in the SharePoint and we will pull data from the SharePoint. So let's start creating our Canvas app. So guys, I'm in my Office 365 portal. To come to this portal, if you are new to Office 365, you can type portal.office.com. Then it will ask for your credentials and then this will be your landing page. So from here, I will go to my Power Apps. To go to Power Apps, I will click on this Power App tile. It will take to me the Power App. So from here, from the left navigation, you can see we have the option to create the app. And also over here, you can see we have all the three options which I told you: Canvas app from blank, model driven app from blank, and the portal from blank. So today I will choose Canvas app from blank. So app name I will keep DS Tech Mirror Demo 1, Power App Demo 1. So for the format I will choose phone, and then I'll click on create. So now it is saying welcome to the Power App Studio. I will click on skip and don't show me this again. So now this is my Power App canvas. So this is my Canvas app. So now I will be developing my app over here in this canvas. So guys, before starting with the development, I will take you to the tour of this Canvas app. So over here in the left, we will see what all options are there. This is my tree view over here. So over here at present, I have only one screen. That is the default screen. So it is showing me screen 1. So once I'll add all the controls in my canvas in my Power App, so I can see all those control over here in this tree view. Second option I have is the insert option. From here I will drag and drop my control in my Power App. So over here you can see all the options we are having: text label, edit form, text input. So we will see with the development what all controls we need, and we will explore them. Third we have data sources. So over here you can see entities and connectors. So over here we will be using connectors. So I told you Power Apps support more than 200 connectors. So today we will be using SharePoint as one of the connectors. Then we will be using Office 365 user. So if you come to the right of my app over here, I can see this screen and I can see the properties related to this screen, the background image, the image position. If I go to advanced, I can see other actions. So on visible, on hidden. So we will use all of them to create our demo for today. At the top you can see I have file option, so we will explore this also. Then I have home, then I have insert. From insert also, this is another way I can add control to my app. From view, I can view the data sources of my app. Right now there are no data sources, just it is giving me the options, that is common data service and all that. Collections, I will tell you what collections are there. Variables, I will tell you. And then in the actions, there are certain actions like on visible, remove, and power automate. So we will see how we can call our flow from inside our Power App. So all these options I am having. So guys, for our today's demo, we will be creating this app helpdesk support. You can see over here. So we will be creating 6 screens today. This is my app, login as user. Over here I can see all the tickets which I have created. I will go to this option. I can go and submit another ticket. I can go back. I can delete my incident. Then if I go back, login as admin, then again from here, if I log in as normal user, I will not be able to edit all the options. But if I'm log in as a admin, I can edit all the options and I can update my ticket. I can assign this incident to another person. So all these things we will see in my app today. So we will start developing this app from scratch. So this is my blank canvas. So we will start with the main first screen, that is my login screen. So we will develop this screen first. By default, I am having this screen. I have to go to my this screen. So what I will do, I'll click on preview and this is my screen. So I will rename this as login screen. So this is the name of my login screen. So from the bottom you can see I can increase or reduce my size of this app for my development. And guys, that for the result how my app will look, what I will do, from the right click on this play button and you can see from here this is my view mode. So now first step is I have renamed my app as the login screen. So now what I have to do, over here it is saying add an item from the insert pin or connect to data. But before that, what I have to do is I want to put a background image to this app so that it looks beautiful. So for that what I will do, I'll click on it, the plus icon, and from here I will drag drop control. So I have to insert the image. For the image I'll click on this media, and in the media you can see the first option as image. So now this is my image. I will select it and I will go back to my tree view. So you can see now inside the login screen I can see my image one. So let's rename it, and I will name it as I will give it a meaningful name, image hyphen background image hyphen login screen, because as my app will grow it is very difficult to differentiate between the controls. So I will give a meaningful name so I can easily recognize it. So this is my background image for my login screen, and also I can from the first character, from the first word I can see this is an image control. So now I have to place it. So to place it, so what I'll go to the properties, and from the properties you can see position. So I can drag drop also, I can put it like this, I can drag drop also, and if I want to put it from this corner, so what I will do, you can see the positions value is getting changed if I'm moving this app. So what I will do, I'll go to the position, this is the x-axis and this is the y-axis. So what I'll do, 0 and 0. See, so my image got moved till at the top. Now I will set the width and height of my image. So this is I have choose the phone layout. So I'll give the standard dimension 640 and 1136. I'll put the width and the height as 640 1136. If I go to the play button, I can see my image. So now I can see it is not fully covering my login screen, because at the top and the bottom you can see the white background. So what I will do, I will click on this image position over here. This is image position. I will select as fill, and now it is fully covering my screen. So guys, I have set up my background control, that is my image background. Now I will set up a background image. For that I will select my control, I will select it from the left navigation, and now my image got selected. Now in the right navigation under properties, first option I have the image. So I will select the drop down, you can see add an image file. So I will select that. So it will ask me to select the image from the file system, that is from my desktop. So I'll select the image, that is background. So now you can see, so I can see my background image. So I will check this in view mode, so you can see how beautiful it is looking. So this is my login screen. At least now I have got the background of my login screen is ready. So now what I want to do, it is looking quite dark. If I put any text over it, so the combination will not look good. So what I will do, I want to blur this effect. So right now the colors are really bright, so I want to put some blur effect over it. For that what I will do, you can see this is one of the trick. I will again drag and drop another control. So this time I will select this rectangle. This is another control I have. So now what I will do, this time I will select rectangle. So now you can see in my left navigation under my login screen all the controls which I'm adding, I can see that. So first step, I will rename my control, that is rectangle, so that I know that it is a rectangle hyphen blur effect hyphen login screen. So now this is ready. Position 0 by 0. What size I want to go, 640 1136, the same size which I selected for my login image, login background. So guys, you can see it has covered my background image. So right now it is not useful. So what I will do, I will select it again, and this time, so in the under options you can see under properties I have display mode, visible position. So you can explore all the options. So only after exploration I came to know that after this about this option which is color. So I'll select this color, and in this I will give transparent white color to my image so that my background image can be visible. So I will give that transparent color to my rectangle. So I will select this. You can see RGBA, and if you go to custom, you can see the hexadecimal value and also the RGB value, that is red, green, blue. It is 00. So you can see now the brightness of my background image has got a bit down. So guys, now my background is ready for my login screen. Now we will go to our app, which is I have already developed, and we'll see what is left for my login screen. So in this you can see the title is remaining and these two buttons. So what I will do, I'll go back and we will see how to display this title. So I'll go back. So for title, I will use label. So we have label control over here to display any text. And for that, before that, what I will do, I will select another rectangle. I will go to this insert and I will do rectangle. So again, first of all, I will set this rectangle, and inside this rectangle, I will give my title. So again, I will select the position 00, width I will select 640, and now height I will decide based on the look and feel. So first of all, this blue background is not looking good. We will change this. So now to select the font color, I will select it, and under font I can see over here, if I come down, I can see this color. So this is my font color, you can see. So I'll click on it, and from here I'll decide the font color. I can pick and choose based on what I like and what suits my app. So for now I will go with this color. This is 168 red, 0 green, 0B. So I will select it, and next what I will do, I will select the font weight as bold. So now this is looking cool. So now my app title is also ready. I will try to increase a length a bit more. So now this is looking good. Okay guys, so my background image is ready, my app title is ready. So now what is left is I am left with two buttons, one for the normal user and another one for the admin. So now I will add two buttons on my login screen. So again, I will go to my insert and I will select two button. So I can also search over here for my control. So this time I will search. So under input, I have button. So I will select two button. So these are my button. So I will select the position of my button, and I will, let's see in the view mode. Okay. So let's pull it a bit more down. Okay, this is the position. Okay, so we will decide button position side by side. First of all, let's change the text of the button. So to change the text of the button, you can follow the same way which we did in case of label. Either from the right properties or from the top, you can select the text. So this time we will change it from here so that we cover both the options. So it's login as user. So this is login as user, and this is login as admin. So from here I'll select the text property, and from here I can change my button text, login as admin. So my button text is ready now. The button click properties, I will change it later. So once we develop more screen, then we will see what we want to do on a button click. So now we will just change the look and feel of our button. So first of all, let's change the size of our button. So we can do it from here also. You can see we can just drag a control, or what I'll do, I'll select my button. If I'm not able to select it from here, so what I'll do, I'll go to the second option, that is tree view, and I will select my button 1. So first I have to rename it. So I will use button btn hyphen login screen hyphen normal user. Then second button btn hyphen login screen hyphen admin user. I will select it from here. So from here I am able to select my button. Now for the size, what I will do, from here, this is, let's say I'll increase by 100 pixels, it is 485. Okay, and height also I will increase by, it is height I want to reduce a bit, let's say 90. Okay, so now this is my button. So let me see in view mode how it is looking. So size is looking fine. First of all, let's change the font text of our button also. The text in our button. So font size is 24. So if I increase the size 30, so okay, 30 looks good. Same I will do for my second button. So font 30. Okay, then my size I want to increase. Size I gave 485 over there, and this was 90. So I think okay. So now both my button are aligned. Next, see these buttons from the sides. If I want to give the curve over here, what we'll do, we will select the button, and over here there's a property called border radius. So this is right now 10, so I'll give it 50. So you can see from the border we have got this curve effect. So similarly I'll select the second button and I'll select the border radius as 50. Okay, font size 30. So everything is done. So now let me see how they are looking. They are looking good. Just I want to align it a bit more. For that, see from here it is giving us this line so that we can see our buttons. Our buttons are aligned in width. I will move it a bit from at the top. Now I will see. So now this is looking fine. Login as user, login as admin. Now blue is my button background. Even if I want to change that, I can do that on the same way. So this is my text color and this is my background color. See visual background color, and if I over it just color, so this is my text color. So text color will depend on my button background color. So let's change the button background color, and if I'll select this one, this color, that is, I think this is the same color which is my app title. So I think my app will look more aligned. So guys, I'm ready with my login screen. So you can see like how powerful is Power App. So in few minutes we were able to create this screen in which I have the beautiful background, I have my buttons ready, and I have this title ready. So now you can see I have this hover effect also. I can change that also from here only. If I select my button, if you go down, so over here this hover color is there, you can change that. This press color is there, so all this color you can change as per your wish or as per the requirement. So guys, our login screen is ready. Only the properties, only the functionality, that is on click. So what we have for on click in Power App is you have to select your button. So this is my button and this is my on select. So that right now let's leave it as false only. Okay, so now my login screen is ready. We'll go and create another screen. So guys, now my second screen will be my tickets. What I want is when a user select on this button, click on this button, login as user should be able to see his ticket. So for that I will create second screen. So for that what I can do, I can select my app. This is my app, this is the app level, and then I can add a screen. So over here you can see new screen. If you expand it, over here you can see various option screens, scrollable, which you have the app title, header is there already by default is there, screen, I think the inbuilt form is there, success screen is there by default. So these are the by default templates. So over here what I'll do, I'll select a blank screen. So I can show you more options, how we can, what all other options are there in the Power App, so that you get more aware with the Power App. So I'll rename this screen as my tickets. So guys, my second screen is ready. The first thing what I'll do, I'll select this button, and this is on select. So now this is important thing. If I want to on click of this button, if I want user to navigate to second screen, that is another screen, we have inbuilt formula over here which is called navigate. See, so this is navigate. Now it is asking me the target screen. My target screen name is my ticket. So it will give me intelligence also. This is my ticket. I will select this. The second parameter is that effect which you want to give. I don't want to give any effect, that is none, and I'll close the bracket. And now I don't have any error. So if I go and play my app, login as user, see this is my ticket screen which we will develop, and you can see we were able to navigate successfully. So gradually I will be implementing all the functionality, so it will be easy for you to understand. So now we have implemented the navigate functionality. So now we will go and develop this my ticket screen further. Now in my ticket screen, I want to show normal user, I want to show the logged in user all the tickets which he or she has created. For that I need a database, and in the beginning I told you we will use SharePoint as a backend in this Canvas app. So let's go to the SharePoint first. Let's create one list for this help desk app. So what I'll do, I'll go to my, I've already created that list. I will show you and I will share the schema with you so you can create it at your end. This is my list. This is a simple custom list. All these column you can create on your own. Also what I will doing, I am sharing the list schema over here in the snapshot in my slide. So from here you can create all the columns, and over here I've shared the values of my choice column. All my choice columns are drop down column. You can say priority, task status and category. So I will share the values of those over here. So with the help of this slide you will be able to create a list. So I have my list ready at my backend. So what I'll do, I'll go to my screen now. This is my screen. This is my ticket screen. I'll start developing it. I will start with setting the background of this screen. So this time I'm not gonna set the background image. I will set the background color. So I will select my screen, and from the right properties I show you, this is my fill. This is my color. If I click on it, I don't want to set a background image, so I will select the color from here. So for now I'll select now I will put the title for this screen. So for putting the title for this screen, in my login screen we saw that we just simply put the label, but this time in my top header I will create a top header in this screen. So for that, for creating the top header, again I will insert a rectangle. Now this is my rectangle, so I'll set the position of my rectangle as 0 0. You know the width of my screen is 640, width is 640, and height we will decide based on the look and feel. The background color I have to set for my screen. So background color I will set as the same color to give the consistency to my app. Now this is my top header. So you can see how quickly we were able to create my top header in Power App. So I'll expand it a bit. Now I want to give the title to my Power App. So giving the title to this screen, so I will insert another label. This is my text label. So this is my control. So I will name as my incidents. So this is my label, and this will become the title for this particular screen, which is my incident. So font size is 21. We will leave it as it is. Font size is 21. Font weight I will change, that is bold. I will make it central line center. And this time I want to change the font color because black is not in match with my red. So what I'll do, I'll give white. So now it is looking good. It is looking reasonably good. Yes, if I increase the size. From here you can zoom in and zoom out your app. So now if I go to the preview mode, it is looking good. So I'll go back. So this is my label. So what I'll do, I'll arrange my label because I want to put more control in my top header, which is because I put one rectangle over here. See, so I'll put two buttons over here. From in my right I'll put one icon to create the new incident, and on clicking of that incident a new item will get created in my SharePoint list. We will see how we can do that. And from here I'll give one logout button, or you can say the back button. By clicking on that button, user will be navigated to my login screen. Title, I will create the logout button first. So now this is a new thing. So to create the logout button, I will use the inbuilt icon which Power App give us. For that, what I'll do, I'll again go to insert and I'll go to shapes. So under shape I have back arrow. I'll use it as it is. So this is my back arrow. I will use this over here. So I will provide the CSS for this. That is the properties I will provide. First of all, let me rename it, otherwise later on it will become confusing for all the controls. So this was my label. I will rename it label hyphen my screen hyphen title. So rectangle hyphen my screen hyphen top header, and this is my arrow. This is my back arrow, back icon. I will say back icon hyphen my screen hyphen top header. Okay, so this is ready. What I'll do, see, I have to adjust the size of this button. So let me see. For the size, I'll use the properties only, my properties pane. Right now width is 100 by 100. We'll see 50 by 50 by 50. 50 by 50 is looking okay. And if I want to increase it, because to me it is looking okay, it is looking okay over here. First of all, let me change the color for it. Again, to change the color for it, what we will do, we will use this color. And if I'll select white, see, I'll simply select white, and now it is looking good. I will adjust its position, and which in turn will set the position over here. and if I want to increase the size, let's say 60 by 60, no, not 60 by 60, that it should be 80 by 80. 80 by 80 I think will look good. Let me see in my view mode. So yeah, it is looking fine. If it is looking a little large, so I can try 60 by 60 finally. Let me change the height also. So guys, 60 by 60 is fine. I'll go with 60 by 60. In a minute my back button is ready. So this will be my back button, and now I will create a button on click of which I will be creating a new incident in my help desk list in the SharePoint at the backend. So what I'll do for that, I'll show you a new trick over here. In case of this new button, what I'll do, I'll use two icon over here. So under shape I will get the circle, I'll click on it, so I'll put it over here, and then I will be needing one plus sign. Before that, let me set the color of this. So I'll set the background color as, and if I put it over here it will not be visible. So what I'll do, I'll set the border for it. So this is my border I will put as white. So this will be my border, and I'll put this is border radius 2, and from here I'll select the over here. See, in CSS we have all the options: dashed, dotted, none, and solid. I'll select the solid one, solid 2 pixel white. So you can see my circle, I can see. So now what I'll do next, I need one icon. I told you I need add icon. Okay, I need add icon. From here I'll go, and you can see over here I can see this add icon. So this is my add icon, this is my plus sign. I will put this on top of it. So this will be my icon to add new item. So I'll set it. So I'll set the font color for this plus sign as white, and now it is looking good. Now I will set the size. To set the size, I will set as 30 by 30 because I have to put it into the header. Just to work on it, I put it into the in my screen. So this is my plus sign. Okay, this is looking very small. Let me set my circle first. Circle is too big. I need around 50 by 50. So this will be my circle. It is looking small because I have to increase I have to zoom out. And now it should be, if it is 50, size should be 30 by 30 because I have to put this add icon inside my circle. See, now I can see it, and I will drag it inside it. I have to adjust it. See, this is looking beautiful. And now I will take this circle. So for that I have to drag this control. I'll select it, and I can't do it both together. So first I will put my circle, and then I'll take this plus icon and I will put it inside it. So this will be my one icon. So see, this is looking really beautiful. This is looking really cool. So this is my rectangle. Again, I have to set it. First of all, I'll set my circle. I want to just align it with my back icon, and now it is looking fine. Now only one difference I can see, this is looking a little bigger than this, and also this is more bold. The border is more bold than my plus icon. So let me see this. I will select this icon, and border is 0. It's just the size is 60 by 60, and over here the size of my circle is 50 by 50. So I'll go with the same size, 50 by 50, and now both are looking equal. So if I go and see in the view mode, for that you need to click on this play button and see they are looking good. Oh, till now in this screen what we saw, we just dragged a blank screen. We added the background color, then a rectangle to create my top header. In the top header I put one label to create the title, and then these two icon. One is the back icon, which is the inbuilt icon which we got from the Power App, and this is the new item icon which we created using the circle icon and the add icon. I want to just reduce the height of this rectangle now. So another thing over here we can do, now let's rename our circle hyphen my screen hyphen new item, and similarly circle hyphen my screen hyphen new item. So guys, another thing we can do, okay, the name is already in use. Okay, I will rename it. I use circle only. Add icon hyphen my screen hyphen new item. So next thing what I do now, this is all these controls belong to my top header. So what I'll do, I'll group them. So I'll press control and I will select them, or what I can do, I'll press shift and I'll select them, and over here under custom. So guys, what I want to do, I want to put all these related icons together in a group. For that I'll go to view. No, okay, in home Under home in the top ribbon you can see group is there. If I select this, all these icons will come under one group and it will be easy for me. So I'll select them, all the control, and I'll click on this group. I'll expand it and I'll do this group. So now you can see this is my group and I will rename this group, that is top header. Just the top header, and you can see if I expand my top header, I can see all the controls related to my top header under one group. So this is another thing which we learned. I just want to reduce this, the length and height of my title also, and I will put it over here so that in return I can reduce the height of this. Okay guys, so before proceeding any further, what I will do in my PPT, I have added one slide, that is a summary slide. In this till now what we have learned in Power Apps, I will edit over here, and at the end of this app we will see what all we have learned. So first of all, what we learn about screen, how to add a screen. Then we learn about rectangle. Before that, in the first login screen, we learned about this image, that is media control, how to set the background image. Then we learned about this rectangle. It is used to create the top header and also the blur effect. We learned about various icons. All these controls till now we have learned. We learn about group. So any new thing I will be doing in my app, I will edit over here, and then at the end we'll see what all we have learned, and it will also help you to understand. Okay, so now what I'll do, I'll drop a control over here to see all my tickets. Before that, what I'll do, this is my list. I'll create one or two tickets over here so that I can see my ticket over here. I'll go to my help desk app. So this is my title. I'll say ticket number 1. Description will be, this is my first ticket. Category, I'll say the same. Number, I'll leave it. Let's say I will leave it low priority. Task status not started, so I will leave it. Assign, I'll say DS. I'll give my name Sagar. Okay, and no attachment till now. I'll save it and let me create one more ticket. Ticket number 2. This is my second ticket. This time I will select software issue. Priority will be high. Task status not started, and this is saved. So I've created my 2 tickets. Before proceeding any further, before displaying my tickets in this app, I have to connect my Power App with my SharePoint. For that, what I'll do, from the left, this is my data sources. I'll click on the data sources. I told you we have various connectors, so I'll expand the connectors, and from here I'll select the SharePoint. So this is my SharePoint. From the SharePoint, it will ask me for the connection with which user. Now from here it will ask me my site name. I've selected my site and I will select my list. Over here I can see my list, help desk, and connect. So now my app is connected with my data source, that is my help desk. Over here you can see in your app, it will show in your app. So this is now my help desk. My SharePoint is connected with my Power App. I'll go to my tree view, and in my screen to show my tickets, what I'll do, I'll select another control, that is I'll go to insert, and this time I will select this gallery control. If I'll expand this gallery, I can see over here there are various gallery control, that is vertical, horizontal, flexible, blank, flexible height. So this time I will select the blank gallery so that I can show you various other functionalities in my Power App. So I'll select this gallery. So this is my gallery. I will just try to adjust it. Position I will give 0 by 0. Okay, 0 by 0 I can't give because I don't want to start from the beginning. So it will be 0 by 92. It's correct. So over here it is 0 by 92. Height will be 640. Now the total height was 1136. I have to check the height of my rectangle, and the remaining height I will assign it to my gallery control. I'll go to my tree view, and from here I will select my top header, and from here I'll select my rectangle, and I can see it is 92. So 1136. So right now I'll take the rough idea, that is 1036, and I'll give my rectangular height 1036. So this is my gallery. So now I want to display my items over here. Now it is saying connect to data. See, now my gallery is also saying connect to data source. So this is my data source. So I will select it, and I will again select my help desk. So now this gallery control is connected with my help desk. If I add, now let me show you the properties for this gallery data source. We have already selected. This is fields. Once I'll add the field over here, then I can see it over here. This is layout I have selected as blank. From here I can change other layout also. Then position, size, all the other control I think are same, and other functionalities are there. So for now, let's add control in this app. Now if I want to add control, if I simply select my screen, that is my ticket screen, and I'll select any control. It will not be added under my gallery. So to add control under my gallery, I have to select my gallery. I have to click on this edit gallery icon, and after this I'll select a label. Let's say select a label. So this is my ticket number 1. So it has my label got selected, and by default it is, you can see by default it is bringing my title. By default it is banded, so we will see how to change it, and it will bring all the controls. So if in my list, if there are, let's say 10 items, so whatever the customization we will provide on the first item, it will be automatically applied to all my items, to all my gallery controls. So guys, now you might be wondering that how my by default my label got bind to my title in my list, because you can see I've created this ticket number 1 and ticket number 2 item. So for that I will show you. Just now I was showing you, if you select your gallery, and over here it will show you the fields. So if you edit it, by default over here you can see it okay, by default it is, so it is bringing the all the collections. So now because my gallery is connected to my help desk list, so it is pulling all my columns. So from here I can select any column. So let's, if I select columns, say created, so it is showing the created date. So like this it works. So before proceeding further, I want to add another rectangle. So for now I will be deleting this label. So I will tell you why I'm adding a rectangle. So I will click on this edit icon, and I will add another rectangle. So I'll click on this first plus icon, and I will select a rectangle. So this is my rectangle. Just to get a good background, just to get a good UI feeling, I'm selecting this rectangle. So, and I will give this rectangle a background color as white. So just for the UI enhancement, I am doing this. So see, now in this rectangle I will put all my controls, and I will bind them with my list, and I can show in my incident screen. So now I will add another label. Let me rename this control, because now it will become a little complex. Rectangle hyphen items hyphen background. Now I will add another label. This label will be binded to my title. So let's say label hyphen title. See, over here I will align it. So this is my, see, now I can see my title. So now I'm displaying the title of my incident. Next I can decide on my own which column I want to display. So I will select the category. To display the category, again I will select another label. So again I will see, because I didn't click on my edit button of my gallery, so by default it is added to my screen, not inside the gallery. So I have to delete this label. Again I have to select my gallery, and from here I'll click on this edit button, and then I will click on my label. Now it has added inside my gallery. So this is label hyphen category. So this is my category label. So by default, see, automatically it got binded with my description, but I want to change it. I will again select my gallery. I will go to my fields. Over here I can see all these bindings. So label underscore title and label underscore category. So guys, that's why the naming convention for my control is important. Otherwise you will get confused all those labels with which I want to bind which control. So from category I will select category. See, category value got displayed. I will adjust the height and the width. I want to display on the right side, so I will put it over here at the top, and also I will put my label. This one, sorry, not label, that's ticket control. So this is my, I will just reduce the font size. So right now it is 21, so let's say I'll put it 14. So 14 is fine. Then this is also 14. If I want to change the color, I can do that as well. I want to be centrally aligned. So this is center aligned, and this is also center aligned. So this is just label. I am just following the label properties which I showed you earlier also. Next, if I want to change the color, I can do that. But let me put other controls first. Now in this screen, in this rectangle, let me show you first. So if you go over here, it will look like this. So it is looking nice. So if we have more items, then it will be available to us. Next, I want to display created, or I want to display when my incident got created and to whom it is assigned. These two are important details. So again I will select my gallery. I'll add two labels straight away. So these are my label. One I will name it as label underscore assigned to, not underscore hyphen. Then label hyphen created. I will select this assign to. I have to change its binding. I'll select edit fields, and from here one is assigned to. I'll select assign to. This is people and picker control. Assign to by default. Okay, claims. So if I'll select display name, it is showing my display name. Okay. And if I'll select email address, then email address. So I'll select email address, label underscore created. I'll select the created date. So I'll put as created date. So this is my created date, with time it is coming. I will align these two control. This is my assign to control. Font again I will put as 14. Center aligned. Then I will reduce this so that I can put my created date also. Created again, let me see the width of the created date. Font as 14. And again, now I can adjust the height of this control and I can put it over here in the right side. Now for the alignment, because this was centrally aligned but then it is not looking good with this alignment, so I will go with the left align for my left item, and for the right item I'll go with the right alignment. So now they both will be aligned. Yes. So now it is fine. So you can see we are able to read items from our SharePoint list. So guys, you can see in my second tile, my assign to is not getting displayed, because if I go to my list and if I select my ticket number 2, I can see my assign to field is blank. That's why it is coming blank over here. So now if I want, I can change the color of it. I can change color of all these to make it look more appealing. And now I want to add two buttons, one to delete this incident and another one to edit. So I will be adding two buttons. I'll go to insert and I'll select button. This is my first button, and I'll select another button. This is my second button. So one will be from the left, I will select the text, it will be delete, and another will be edit. So guys, let's update this list also. After group, what we learned the gallery, then read item from SharePoint in the gallery, connect to SharePoint. So we'll keep updating this list. Now we will modify the look and feel of these buttons. Now I will modify the height and width of my button. So I'll say 130 will be my width and this is 70. So I'll go with 55. So it's look fine. I told you to make the borders curved. I'll go with the border radius. Border radius will be, this is border radius. I'll go with border radius as 50. And the button and the font of my text I will change. Font will be at the top. I have to search for my font. This is my font. So this is 24. I'll go with 14. So yeah, this is look fine. And now same properties for my second button. That is 14 will be my font. Width will be my 130 into 55. This is 130. This is 55. Border radius is 50. So I will add this border radius in my list. Border radius of the button. So this is a keyword, kind of keyword. That's why I've added in that list. So I'll just align my button. So now these two buttons are also ready. I'll change the height. I'll change it later on. And now we will go with certain functionality, like how we can delete, how we can edit. So in this app we will cover all the CRUD operation of our app, like how we are going to create an item into SharePoint with the help of Power App. Read we have already done, edit we will see, and delete we will see. So guys, in this video till now we have covered the usage of screen. We saw how we can create different screen, how we can set the background of the screen. We saw the usage of the rectangle. We used it for the blur effect, as well as we created the header in the My Ticket screen. We saw the usage of the icon. We saw how we can group a different control into one group. We see how we can use gallery and we can display a SharePoint item in the gallery, how we can read item from the SharePoint. We also cover how we can connect to the SharePoint data source. And so this is my part 1 of the video. In the part 2 we will be creating more screens. We will creating one screen for the admin. Then we will be creating another delete item screen that how we will be deleting an item on the click of this button. We will create another screen for edit. When I click on edit, how we will be editing the item. We will also see how to filter the item so that only I can see the ticket which I have created and not all the. We will be seeing more about Canvas app in my part 2 of the video. So I will recommend you to watch part 2 of the video. So guys, thank you for watching the part 1 of this video. Please like this video and subscribe to the channel to get the notification about my new videos. Till then, much love, keep learning. Thank you.